Welcome to Wealth Creation Series, where we learn and grow together with one goal, the goal of creating wealth. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe to this channel. This came in latest today. The three New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut imposed 14-day quarantine on travelers from coronavirus hotspot states. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said travelers coming from states with high infection rate will be subject to quarantine. The infection rate is based on the number of infections per 100,000 residents on a 7-day rolling average. As of Wednesday, the states that are above the level are Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Washington, Utah, and Texas. He also said that they have worked very hard to get the viral transmission rate down. They do not want to see it go up because a lot of people coming in from these high infection states and they can literally bring the infection with them. People who don't voluntarily quarantine for 14 days will be subject to fines and a mandatory quarantine, he said. Fines will be up to $2,000 for the first violation, $5,000 for the second, and $10,000 if they cause harm. Apple said it's closing down 11 stores again in the states which are seeing a spike in coronavirus cases. Apple is doing this voluntarily, and remember that these stores were closed down the month before and they started up. But again, due to the number of rise and the spikes in the cases, Apple is again voluntarily shutting them down. These states where the stores are closing on Saturday were Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Arizona. This news was one of the reasons which created a sell-off in the stock market today, with the market close to 2.5% down today, roughly about 80 points. Cases has been so high that Google decided to show the results on the search results page itself. You do not even need to go to a website. If you type in coronavirus cases by state, you can see here on Google that it shows us the number of coronavirus cases up to yesterday, which is June 23rd. You can clearly see that the number of cases are going up for over here, and it is up to 33,315 as of yesterday, and there are 2.39 million people who have been confirmed with coronavirus. If we take a look over here, for example, let's take Arizona. You can see that the number of cases were around 300 to 500 cases daily, and it was pretty much constant over here until June when things started opening up. After that, you can see that the number of cases have spiked up, it's on the rise, and it's up to 3,500 as of yesterday. Now when you go down and check for, let's say, Florida, you can see that again the numbers were pretty steady throughout the month of April and into May, and then again it's gone up by almost 3 times in the month of June. If we type in another state, let's say Texas, you see the same results. Around 1,000, the line looks pretty flat, and then again in June it shot up all the way up to 5,489. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said earlier this month that the US economy will not be shut down again despite a continued rise in coronavirus cases. I agree with him that the economy cannot sustain another blow or another round of shutdown, and hence I remain optimistic. New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut imposing 14-day quarantine to travelers from coronavirus hotspot states. We have stores and businesses closing down due to spike in the number of coronavirus cases and how it is impacting the stock market. Well, I believe a stock market correction is coming soon. It might not be as bad as what we saw in the month of March or in April, but nevertheless, I do believe that the stock market could see a correction soon, and I want to be ready for it. I do not dump all my money at one time in one stock. You've seen I've hold more than 40 scripts in my M1 account in my previous episode. So I do dollar cost averaging, but at the same time, when I know that the market is going on a high, I go low. So that means that when the market is going up and up, I invest very little of the amount I want to invest in stocks. So on a typical month, I'd say I'd save 80% of what I'd want to invest and invest only about 10 to 20% of what I would invest otherwise. That's because when I know that when a correction is due and the market is going down, I am ready with my money. And also because the stock market is valuations are way high just now. So I think it's better to be safe than sorry and keep my money on the side just now instead of investing and then go heavy in when the stock market really crashes. I mean go down. So why do I think that the stock market correction is due? Well, there are many reasons, and you probably know most of them. One would be record unemployment. There are millions of people who are unemployed just now, and the unemployment benefits are going to end soon, probably in the next month or two. And what after that? Then there's the second wave of the virus fears. If already we are seeing a record number of cases going up for coronavirus, and we are also seeing a sell off, little bit of the sell off, and market erasing its gains what it had made earlier. That coupled with poor company results, which I think companies would start announcing pretty soon because they would have a really bad quarter, I believe. And when all of those things compound, there's a stock market correction due for sure. So I s- what I do is I would save my money just now and then invest heavily when the stock market goes down. That way I get better upside and better profits. And at the same time, I would like to save my money just. Alright, so this is it for this week. I hope you liked this episode of the Wealth Creation series. I will bring in more ideas for financial success next week. If you did like the video, learn something new, or just enjoyed listening, please give me a thumbs up by pressing the like and subscribe button. I make these videos for entertainment purposes only. I am not a licensed advisor. Please do your own research before investing.